Salutations everybody, it is Maddie here. Today we're diving into BioWare for the first time in some time, and a lot of us had our expectations in place that BioWare would be there at EA Play. We'd get that Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, we'd get Dragon Age 4, we're hearing rumors of a Dead Space remake. EA Play was shaping up to look pretty good, but sadly today we get into some sad news, which is also kind of uplifting news if you look at it from a different angle, but I was really looking forward to some updates from BioWare. We're going to be tapping into that, and we got a lot more to go over. SWTOR, Star Wars The Old Republic, for those who don't know that abbreviation, gets a big expansion. We're also looking at the future of BioWare, the brand new GM, what the former GM of BioWare was doing, an alpha leak, maybe a demo of some kind, or just some type of internal testing. Either way, lots to go over when it comes to BioWare in this video, so I'm excited to sit down and talk about them for the first time in a while. It felt like just a month or two ago. It was all we were talking about. We just go in those wins, those phases, right? Lately, we've been in an all Xbox phase, and things will cool down and we'll transition to something else. So thank you to everyone who just sticks with me and lets me yak about anything I'm really strongly interested in. I hope you enjoy your stay here. So with all that sappy stuff out of the way, let's get into the saddy stuff. Mr. Saddy plays. I'm going to stop. Let's talk about BioWare not being at EA Play. So they confirmed this over on their official Twitter account, posting, "We're hard at work creating the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect games and have some exciting stuff coming to Star Wars The Old Republic this year. While we won't be showing anything at EA Play Live, be sure to check out our Star Wars The Old Republic live stream at 12 p.m. Pacific time today for info on what's to come." And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Now, here is the silver lining for BioWare not being there. And it is, drum roll please, thank you, video editor Josh, love you very dearly. No prototype trailers. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like this is a win in the smallest way. While I want to know what Dragon Age 4 is going to be like, and I sort of anticipated them giving us a story trailer of some kind, it doesn't mean we won't see it this year. I'll point to where I think we're going to see it. But to me, this says, yes, our next trailer for Dragon Age 4 will not be prototype. I feel very confident about that. But if they show up at, my prediction is, the Game Awards, and they do have a prototype trailer, I'm going to put my head through the wall over there because I will be in complete and utter shock. With all of that out of the way, though, I think this is good news. Let them take their time. They went through a transition, as I highlighted in my last BioWare video, where Joplin was originally a multiplayer game with heists. Now it's single player only, Joplin being the code name for Dragon Age 4. And now they've transitioned, so if there's a little bit more of weeding out that multiplayer live service feel, take your time. I want a single player RPG, baby. And so, yes, we won't be seeing BioWare at EA Play. This does bring into question one of the rumors that's been floating around. One that I can personally corroborate, I've heard from some pretty trustworthy sources, is that Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is coming back. EA Play seemed to be the spot to go ahead and announce that. But now that BioWare is confirmed to not be at E3, I do wonder when and if they do drop this, how it'll be. Will this be also deeper into the year? I imagine at the very minimum you want it out this fall, but this is something that your boy's been praying for. He's been asking for. Like I said, I've heard similar things. It will likely happen is what I've been told. So I thought EA Play would be it, but if BioWare is not going to be there, then that means Mass Effect 3 multiplayer won't be there. So we'll have to shift our expectations a little bit as that takes some more time. But anyway, like I said, no BioWare at EA Play. Unfortunate, but they did announce a new expansion for Star Wars The Old Republic called Legacy of the Sith. This DLC brings you to my favorite planet in Knights of the Old Republic, and that is Manan. For those unfamiliar, Star Wars The Old Republic is the MMO version of the Old Republic. It's not Knights of the Old Republic, which is the single-player games that I never shut up about. These are just the online parts of it all. And it's very good on a storytelling front, I feel. They're making some pretty big changes with this expansion. One of them, the most exciting one for a lot of people, is the fluid class system, pretty much, where now your class story is not tied to your gameplay style. So you can play as like a trooper, but maybe even experience the Jedi storyline. Like, they're no longer tied together. They're boosting level cap to 80. And just the fact that this game is about a decade old and they are still supporting it is so cool to see. So cool to see, man. I would love to see this somehow make its way to console. I know it's got a ton of hotbars and that's hard to maneuver, but we've seen enough consoles come over. We're seeing keyboard and mouse support for consoles. I want them to find a way, because this game sort of deserves that Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis, Rebirth, or of course Final Fantasy 14 getting its relaunch with A Realm Reborn. I mean, there have been so many MMO relaunches that have done successful. Tamriel Unlimited for Elder Scrolls Online. I would love to see Star Wars The Old Republic go for something like this if they can. Time will tell. But for now, we wait patiently, and I'm looking forward to playing this expansion. It's coming out in the holiday of this year, so I will be reviewing this because I'm very much excited to play more of the Old Republic. I always, funny enough, say, a little side story here, and we'll get back into the news. I always say how the Old Republic has been my winter game. Whenever it's snowy and it's Christmas time, all my friends are home from college, and we get together, and now we play the Old Republic almost every winter. This past winter, I got COVID, so, I couldn't do it then. But typically, that's what we do. We all get on MMO together, and it always happens to be the Old Republic, and it's just a ritual. So I'm excited that they're dropping something brand new alongside our ritual. So that's going to be really cool on a personal level. Now let's move on to significant news that went really under the radar, and that's BioWare naming a new GM for the studio, and that is, I almost said Gary McKay, who is the studio general manager, and that was announced via a blog post on BioWare's official website. They go into his 20-year history with the company, and pretty much that it had always been his aspiration to work here at BioWare. All I truly care about is that BioWare no longer embraces crunch culture, and the real test for that will be Dragon Age 4. The reason I say that is because there was a separate interview. Shout out to my buddy Jackdaw, because I watched his Dragon Age 4 news update. Please do check that out. He's a great content creator. But I was watching his video, and he highlighted an interview with Mark Dara talking a bit about crunch and the nature of crunch, and how, a lot of players say just give it a delay, and there's much more for that, and that the budget for, I believe it was either Anthem or Dragon Age 2 could not sustain this type of delay. So they had to release it in the state it came out in, and obviously that was most unfortunate in both cases, where Dragon Age 2, I think, being the one that came out all right enough, but if it had some more time in the oven, I think it would have blown a lot of other Dragon Age games out of the water in its own regard. But if BioWare truly does not believe in crunch culture, then they will now keep Dragon Age 4 in its 2023 release window like a lot of us are expecting. But if it releases in 2022, I can almost say pretty assuredly that things are going to go down to the wire. I'm not going to say crunch because that's a pretty bold accusation, but things are going to get a lot tighter there. And I'd be interested to hear internally if they're like, we're not going to hit that date. I don't know. So we'll see on that. But that's going to be a real test for this GM, because BioWare's work culture has been historically pretty bad for the last number of years. So to clean that up was quite a job, and that was the job of Casey Hudson. And what is Casey Hudson up to? Well, he announced over on Twitter, he said, I've been working with some colleagues on something awesome. I wish I could tell you all about it. For now, I can only say this. Today, we are announcing a new independent video game company built to unleash the creative freedom of developers, bringing innovation and artistry to players through an all-new IP. We are Humanoid Studios. This is the first tiny step in our journey, and we hope you'll come along on the adventure with us. So it's many years away, but I thought an update on what Casey was doing, who is super important behind the success of BioWare in its entirety and was the last GM, what he's been up to. And so that's been announced, and I'll be curious to see what this game is when it comes around. But I wanted to just spotlight that. Last thing, this mic will not stay in place. Last thing I wanted to spotlight was Dragon Age 4. I mentioned how there's a potential demo of some kind. I'm not really quite sure. Anyway, a PlayStation Twitter account called @PlayStationSize identified on the PlayStation Store. It looks like EA released a alpha version from Dragon Age 4 in July before the EA Play event. I didn't say it was added to the database. I just said it looks like a test version is coming. And so whatever this file is has been put on the PlayStation Store. It's strange that this would be here at the same time as them confirming that EA Play is something BioWare won't be attending. So I think the assumption of myself and many others out there is that this is some type of test version for just BioWare internally. But that's, to me, awfully strange when things like Parsec exist, where you can stream your PC in almost real time to someone else to then operate that PC and try things out. With screen sharing being a thing, and how Slack has been established for so many development teams, and just there's been a major adjustment where I don't know if BioWare would go to the length of uploading a file to the store for them to use internally. So then people started turning to a demo, My guess is maybe this is just a listing for something down the line. I don't know if I would feel super okay with BioWare dropping, say, an alpha for Dragon Age 4 in July when I know the game is very far away. I think it would do more harm than good, believe it or not, even though I'm excited to see what that game is. But still, that's something that was there, that was listed on the storefront. I wanted to highlight it, I wanted to spotlight it. Personally, it's nothing to get worked up over if you ask me. But nonetheless, rumbles around the industry that need to be talked about, and I wouldn't pay much mind to that. So I just wanted to go ahead and cover all of that here in this BioWare loaded video. So some sad news at the top, but as we get deeper, there's more there. There's more happening. There's more rumbles. And I would say keep an eye out for perhaps something like the Game Awards, where now we've got 2 places to look. I talked about in a video with Obsidian and Avowed and how they said a reveal is coming soon. Now we are looking at the Game Awards for that. We're looking at the Game Awards for this. It could be a really good time for your boy. We'll see. It's going to be fun leading up to the fall. But anyway, let me know what you're thinking of everything happening with BioWare in the comments down below. I know it's a lot of random news bits being thrown at you, but I hope you enjoy nonetheless. It's crazy to think, for those of you who are OG viewers of my channel, how I used to like take these segments and then we do like quick 3-minute videos over and over and over. Just how things have transformed. Just a little observation of mine. But anyway, looking forward to seeing your thoughts, and I'll talk with you very soon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the hell out of the content here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.